You're back.
I'm looking at what you're doing here.
You're back and we're back with part whatever this is of the.
Like probably like 8 or something.
So the last thing we did was the leveling. Okay.
Now this is called profiling.
Now we're going to profile, but since you leveled, remember I told you this can be used quite a few times. You've got sharp edges again because you cut the top flat. Okay. You don't have to really do this, but I always do this. I do this a few times so they know I don't have to do it a lot at the end. I've already done this side before she turned the camera on. And up here, I think. I can't remember now.
We're just knocking off the little...
Yeah, from where I leveled it flat. Okay. I normally don't take this much off, but again, this guy's a squeezer. He doesn't want super tall frets. I like super tall frets. A lot of people do. A lot of people don't, you know. So.
But he's a squeezer.
Squeezer he is. Okay, profiling. There's a myriad of different tools on the market that you can use for that.
To shape the...
Yeah. Is that camera at the right height?
Well, I can point it down here.
Because I'm talking now. So.
Or I can point it at you.
Yeah, all right. So there's all different types of tools that you can use. I've settled on what I use. I've used them for a lot of years. Again, don't watch just this one. Watch the rest of them or you won't get anything out of this. Okay. So, you know, every fret job's different, blah, 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 blah. But profiling is pretty much the same. Okay. I'm going to warn you about tools like this. They can file the top of the fret, you see?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to do that. Remember what I just described? You go through all this trouble getting this beautiful leveling.
And you don't want to touch it.
When you're profiling, there's no need to touch the top anymore. All right? But I still use this to a certain point, okay? If you think you're going to take one of these and just be done profiling with some simple thing like this, it's not going to happen. All right? You're going to damage the top of the fret. You're going to damage the level. All right? You don't want to use these for that. So we're going to start here. I'm going to do a few for you. All right? And this would be the first fret, okay? Get on close on that fret. This is tighter and this is deeper, okay? Okay, neither one of those have touched the top of that fret. That's all that fret needed, even as much as I took off with that, all right? Now, what is this?
A plastic thing?
Yeah, it's a string package thing. It's brilliant. I really hated when I started seeing string companies stop putting their strings in these because I use them for fret jobs. I love these, okay? It's the easiest way to go. What are these? Does anybody know what these are?
Files.
Yeah, I don't know if guitar tool companies. You gotta watch out for guitar tool companies. They sell a bunch of stuff that usually doesn't work. These are old. I bought these a long time ago in a file company in Boston. These are called can saw files. You see how straight they are? Well, a fret is straight. Okay, a tapered file is no good on a fret. And these are awesome. A lot of old timers use this side against the fret to shape the fret. Okay, and roll the file as they go. I don't. I use the flat side. All right. Of course, you got to modify them. You got to sand them down so they're not so sharp here, even if you're using this.
Are they going to dig down into?
But they're going to dig down. You don't want to make a lot of marks on the side of your frets now. Okay, if you're using a file that's making a lot of marks, take it out and beat it up. Take a piece of hardened stainless bar stock and just beat that file. Run it on a brass wheel on your grinder, right?
So you're saying smooth the file?
Yeah. Feel that? That's all you need, even on stainless. I don't need a lot. I don't know how everybody says, oh, where's my frets out to do a profiling? It shouldn't. It should be fairly smooth, okay? Because you're going to have to sand that all out if you make marks on the side. And now you're going to be screwing with that level again, and you don't want to do that, right? So now, watch this. I take this file. Remember, when you're reshaping that fret to a crown, that doesn't mean just the top. That means all the way from the base of the neck.
I see how you're turning the thing.
Around, that needs to be, okay? And then, to get that very top without ever touching and breaking over the crown, you don't want to break over to the other side of the crown when you're on one side or the other. First thing you want to get is that bottom edge because you're reshaping the crown. Does it take a tiny bit longer with stainless? Yeah, but not much, just a tiny bit.
So, am I correct in my guessing that this is like the hardest part?
It's the tedious part, but
well, I mean, it looks like you're putting a lot of English on there.
You got to learn how to do this. That's probably not seeing, all that's seeing is that. It's not seeing my hand, Michelle, so you probably want to come up a bit. I don't know what the camera's seeing.
Well, I'll get it from a couple different angles. So you're going to do a couple of them on the video?
That was done a couple of minutes ago. I'm just going over it so you see the motion. I'm not putting any pressure on it, just giving you the motion again. And I'm always checking that top edge. I got the light just right where I could see that very top edge across that fret is a sharp line across the top of that fret. Okay? And when I do my finished polishing, right, that's going to be all that needs. See, almost no metal come off, even as much as I took off the top of these to knock them down a bit for that guy, right? So this fret here now, all right? Yeah, that's the wider side. This is the shorter side, crown-wise in here, okay? And then this side, I finish with that. That's all that fret needs. See how smooth that file is? I don't even have to sand the sides of those frets. That file is so smooth. It works just as good on stainless. If it's chattering or leaving marks, don't use that file. Go beat it up, try it again. Okay? You gotta get that sharp cutting edge off the front of that file. You're not using this file for that reason. This is to shape a fret. The file should be very delicate. Now you follow that radius, you come across the top of that fret until you see that shiny line where your last piece of 1000 sandpaper was. And now when I come across the top of these frets to polish them, I don't polish with a wheel and all that. I don't believe in any of that. Okay? Because the first thing you're going to do is slam a pack of strings into the fret. And the only place a string makes contact is the center. If you're using a polisher to get the marks you made from using a shitty file, then you're wasting your time. You really don't need to polish with a big wheel, a fret job. Okay, there's 2 frets done. There's a fret that's not done. You can see the difference. Not done, done, and done. Okay? Now, I don't want to make this video forever, but I'm going to go all the way down. I'm going to do this all the way down. Okay? Then I'm going to take... follow me here because I'm not going to show you because it'd take too long. Then I'm going to take this again. Okay? And this time it gets even lighter. Okay? Right, and just check and make sure that's nice. Right up over the top like that, okay?
So basically you're just making it smooth to the fingers.
Now I'm going to show you a trick, okay? It's a really cool trick. So pay attention here. You see what this is? It's a block of wood. You take a square block of wood and you roll it on a belt sander, okay? You make it sort of roundish, ovalish. You see how long ago I did this one. You take a piece of foam and you just tape it over there, all right? Now watch this. This is the craziest thing. I'm not going to do it because the frets are already polished and this is the wrong grit sandpaper. Then you take your 1000 grit sandpaper and you go like that with it. Okay? So picture that sanding block. Picture that still on there, right? And then you bump those frets. Okay? And you bump over this edge. Look, follow the camera. I can't see that, Michelle. Okay? You bump over that edge. You bump over that edge. Okay? And you bump. You hear what that's hitting as you roll it? It's polishing the top of that crown perfectly. You don't have to sit there with sandpaper on every fret or use those stupid little sticks they sell and all that because you didn't put marks all in the sides of the frets. All right? Don't mark the sides of the frets. If you're marking up the sides of the frets profiling, then this ain't going to work. If you didn't mark them up and this gets that edge and cuts off that nice beautiful polish on the edge nice, right? Throw that aside and then clean your neck up, steel wool it, do whatever you're going to do there depending on what your finish needs. And you're done. Okay, so I'm going to finish profiling this and polish it out. That's what I call polishing it out. It's as far as I go is 1000 because a string is going to slam right into that vibratoing and there's no need for that to be any smoother than 1000. Okay, so but if you like to do it the other way, do whatever you want. I'm showing you
your way
what I do and maybe it helps you, maybe it doesn't, whatever. But I'm going to finish profiling these. You can watch one more before I sign out. Okay, fret. Nice and flat off the top, nice and smooth. Okay. That's the bigger side of the file. This is the smaller, tighter side. You make very sure whichever one of these you're using has never touched the top edge of that fret. That has not touched the top edge in any way, shape, or form. Okay. And then I use this one sometimes depending on, sometimes it's stainless, I go with that one, it gives me more control. All right, this is my favorite one, though. I like this one whenever I can use it. These are called, again, this is called a can saw file. I don't know why they call it that. I have no freaking clue why it's called a can saw file. But there was a place called Wilkinson in Boston, an old, just a really old hardware store, an old building. They had a big wooden cabinet with drawers you opened up, and they had the most killer files. And I went in there one day when I was a kid, probably 16 years old or something. And I saw these files, and I said to the guy, "What the hell are these? I could file frets with these." And he said, "Those are can saw files. They come in two sizes, a 6 and a 9. And I said, "I'll take them."
So you had those things for a while.
I have spares in boxes somewhere that I bought a few years later after I realized how much I relied on these, but I have never opened those spare boxes up. These are the original two files. I've filed thousands of guitars with these two files, including stainless, okay? So
someone's gonna send you a message, and they're gonna want to buy those spare files from you. And you're gonna say,
can't have them.
No.
It's perfect. That fret's perfect. I don't have to I don't have to sand the ends. Okay, when I roll this over the top of that fret and bump it like that, it's gonna polish sand the top crown. And 1000 isn't gonna change the level, okay? Not at all. So there you go. That's profiling. Peace out.